So I'm here with Pastor Regan, and we've talked a lot about the physical and practical consequences of this. But what do you think is the spiritual element behind this? Do you think there is a spiritual element behind it?
I absolutely believe that there's a spiritual element behind this. God created humanity in His image. He is the only one who has given us the definition of life itself. He instills life with identity, meaning, purpose, and destiny. And what we're seeing this week is a transgression against that, against the laws of God, essentially. We're seeing a denial of what it means to be human, both from conception and at the end of life.
So what would your message be to people who may doubt their faith if this goes through? Because people will be saying, God, I'm praying for you to protect the babies. And on Friday, we were talking, it's very much like a week of death, isn't it? Because we have this abortion amendment today. And then on Friday, we're going to be voting on whether or not the sick, elderly and disabled can die. What would you say to people who are saying, why isn't God intervening or answering our prayers here?
Well, we have to remember that God is fully sovereign and we are fully responsible. This is our problem, right? We are the ones who are freely taking this step of action, though, yes, it's being resisted quite rightly, and you're right to be praying, and we should be fervently praying and speaking into these issues. They're matters of objective truth. But ultimately, we have to remember that Jesus promises in this world you will have trouble. He says, take heart, I have overcome the world. And people may say, yeah, but it doesn't look like He's overcome, does it? His overcoming of the world is through His cross and through His resurrection from the dead. He says that there will, in the latter times, be times of difficulty, and He outlines a range of ways in which we experience those difficulties. But the hope that we have, the hope that I have as a Christian, that anyone who's here, and I think the majority here are professing faith in Jesus Christ, is very specifically that Jesus is coming again, all things will be made new, we'll have a new heaven and new earth of righteousness.
Amen. And I think one of the things I've said a lot today is I do believe that the devil overplays his hand. And it's very interesting from my perspective as a campaigner, where is a pro-life campaign we may run may be quite popular. This has had a groundswell of support of people who perhaps count themselves as pro-choice, saying, no, don't vote this through.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is a great deal going on in the political arena that shows, again, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle. There's principalities, powers, dominions that are at work here. We have to fulfill our responsibility and challenge, continue to interact with those who are pro-choice. There are many who recognize, okay, yeah, we're pro-choice, but are we that pro-choice? I mean, we're talking about full-term abortions here. We already have the most liberal of term dates, 24 weeks. You can have an abortion up to, most in Europe have up to 12. Keep praying into it, keep looking to Jesus, and whatever good or ill may come, give Him the glory, continue speaking up for and about life, and see what God does.
Thank you very much.